Hi, everybody. Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well, my friends. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a good subscribe. Maybe become a channel member. Why the devil don't you? It's Friday, another week. Congratulations. Well done. Quietish week for West Ham in terms of Saturday, Sunday weekend, rather, because obviously we're playing Bournemouth on Monday. But don't worry, we're still there. The West Ham Network. We've got Irish Tommy. His late show tonight at 10 o'clock UK time with guests talking about. Probably about David Moyes more than anything, and how he can't beat any of the top six away. And also we'll have Holly's Tweet All About It show. That'll be coming out this weekend as well as Matt's Stat Attack and all the preview all ready for the Bournemouth game. But on a Friday, what we always do for Hammers Headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys is we give you a synopsis, a digest of the David Moyes press conference. Quick one as always. It's been very quick. I think there's so many games. I don't think the press conferences are as exciting because actually it's like, well, who's fit, who's not? Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of the last game? Yeah, great, brilliant, move on. And that's it. But in terms of the headlines, in terms of what we want to find out, which is the team news, he says, we don't think Lucas Paqueta's injury is as serious as first feared. The injury is not one that is normal for football players. Tennis elbow, I don't know what. So we need to treat it accordingly. Maxwell is back on the grass. We hope both are back, Cornet and Dawson, but it may come too soon for Maxi. So for me, that suggests that Dawson is definitely fit for Monday. Cornet isn't, and Paqueta, meh. Paqueta's the wild card. Paqueta is the amuse-bouche. It's the smoke and mirrors. I think, to be honest, I don't think he will be back for Monday. I think they'll rest him, and they'll rest him for Monday, for Thursday, and I think he'll be back in the squad for the game at the end of the weekend. But it's good to know. It's good to know Dawson's back in it. We sort of need him. Cornet, it's good to see he's back on the grass, and obviously again as well, he's we could have a fully fit squad hopefully by the time the World Cup comes along. By the time none of us are playing for West Ham, so typical. Asked about the fact that we have been a bit goal shy recently, he said, I can't do an awful lot between now and Monday. I hope he's been doing some stuff on Thursday, to be honest. But we're missing too many opportunities. We need more goals from every area of the pitch. In recent years, we've spread it around the pitch. I'm sure it means the goals. We've got to hope we can do that. We've got to hope we can do that. But I don't think, for me, it's a case of being able to spread it across the pitch, so to speak. I mean, last year, I think everyone bar Soufal, as terms of outfield players, scored for West Ham, but that's when we didn't have a actual striker. And now a lot of the stuff comes through and goes through Skamaka, so naturally he will be scoring more. And actually, when players are scoring, the rest of their game is it doesn't seem to be as criticised. So, I look at Tommy Soucek. Tommy Soucek was scoring when he first started with 10 goals, something like that first season. No one really knew what else he did, really. He ran about, but now he hasn't scored. People go, what is he doing? So I think, it's sort of, it almost like stifles the criticism if they're scoring goals. And I think now we've got more players essentially putting it through to Skamaka. He's going to score more goals. He'll be, rather than a 10 goal a season striker, this is what we've had, he'll be 15, 20 goal a season striker. He's already scored, was it 6 or 7 already this season? And, I think there's a lot more to come, particularly when he gets his Premier League hoodoo off. Speaking of goals, he was asked about Bowen. And obviously missing the penalty. He goes, these things happen. You find a way to get over the disappointment. And obviously we were all very disappointed. Asked about the FA charge. Obviously West Ham were charged. The men's and women's team were both charged, I think, today. West Ham for the fracas, so to speak, after the Southampton debacle by their referee. And the women for the the melee. Some good words comes out. The melee after the Aston Villa, after sending off for the Aston Villa game, because I think players are just putting themselves to query the two decisions. The referee didn't get out of the way and led to the goal. I just see it as players needing to know exactly what's happened, and that is exactly true. That's all we wanted to know. That's all they wanted to know. They wanted to know, and that's why. So, bugger off, basically. He was then asked about Bournemouth. Obviously, last time he played Bournemouth, the first time he played Bournemouth, it's we had a great win, and he came back. He goes, at the time I came in, every point was crucial, and we won 4-0. It was a great start for us and a big boost. What our players have done in the last 2.5 years or so has been remarkable, and it has been remarkable. And I know there's a lot at the moment. I know there's lots of frustration about Moyes' tactics and stuff against the Big Six and things like that. But looking at it as a whole, where we were to where we are now, I think the trouble is because where we were to where we are now, our expectations have got higher. And so we expect more. And you're sort of a victim of your own success there, David, in my opinion. So I know what he means, but hopefully another 4-0 will be lovely, wouldn't it? Would it be nice to score 4 goals at home? We've only 4 Premier League games left. He goes, we go into the game knowing we need to win it. We've got good form at home. We do have good form at home. And as I said, 4 Premier League games left before the World Cup. I think it's 7 games in total we've got left until the World Cup. So, it's every game is crucial. Next week's a crucial game, crucial week with the fact that you've got what's the name? You've got, is it a 3-game week? Yeah, it is a 3-game week, isn't it? Yeah, I think so, yeah. We've got Bournemouth, and then we've got the Silk Ball games. I think it's going to be important. And then we've got Man United on the weekend as well, haven't we, on the Sunday? So it's a big week for us, a big week, particularly the last few games left of the season. Asked about competitiveness and the competitiveness of the league. He said, I'm not surprised. I think there is very little between the teams. The tightness is not a surprise. Of course, we know there's 3 or 4 very good teams, but this is not much. There's not much between the rest. I think we're back to our levels and showing what we can do. You're always looking for things to be better, and yeah, I think he's right. I think we are getting back to some level, some of our level. We're not there yet at all, and it's almost like we've had to be doing like a pre-season with our new signings. It seems during the season, and now we're sort of starting to hit a bit of form, and then injuries come in and sort of always curse us a little bit. But it's. As he said, looking back retrospectively, 2.5 years ago, where we are now, it's very, very, very impressive. Asked about Gary O'Neill, obviously former West Ham player, manager at Bournemouth. He's done a very good job, a good job. I thought Scott Parker did a great job getting them on. Or getting them up, I think they reckon. Getting them up. Gary has picked them up. They've had a really, really good start to the season. There's not going to be no mugs coming to us, but I think we've got more than enough to beat them. That's for sure. And then when asked about the schedule, obviously as I said, we've got 7 games left until the World Cup. You probably answered. There's very little time to do that. We try to give players recovery time. You look at our best season a couple of years ago. We had Saturday to Saturday games. We had a pretty good go at it last season, but it's a difficult schedule. But it's a schedule that he says he wants. He wants this sort of dual, 2-game weeks. So it is Thursday, Sunday, and that's the victim of your own success as well. So maintaining a good European campaign as well as a Premier League campaign is the norm for the top 7-8 teams, really, isn't it? Really, so it's unsurprising that that's coming out. But as I said, it's going to be, we'll have all these games and then it'll be like nothing until Boxing Day. It's going to be such a weird time, and then coming back, I don't think anyone has any idea what the Premier League is going to be like when people come back from the World Cup. There'll be injuries, there'll be people who have been rested, there'll be some really weird results, I think, for the first few games. And then we come into January as well, don't we? So it's going to be absolutely crazy. Asked about rotation, obviously squad rotation. He goes, we've got 7 games to do. What a strange turn of a phrase. We've got to sometimes chop and change. Pick who's ready. You always want to play your best 11. Of course you do. Of course you do, David. You always want to play your best 11. Asked about Steven Gerrard, who obviously was sacked. Well, he left his post late last night. Who had Liz Truss and Steven Gerrard as a sacking double yesterday? You would have probably picked up a pretty penny. He goes, well, you've got to get new young managers in the league. Steven will be fine. I've got no doubt he'll go on to be a success elsewhere. Sometimes it might not be the right time or things don't quite work out. And I think it's also interestingly with Moyes, with the fact Gerrard's, and looking at the comparison between his season and our season, there isn't much difference, I'll be honest, between the 2 seasons. I'll be perfectly fair. So it'll be interesting to see. Also be interesting to see who Villa pick as their next manager. There's lots of, you got Steve Bruce, Sean Dyche, Sam's, big fat Sam still around, so, as well as Poch and people like that. But I just don't think Villa's their job. But we'll see what happens. And that was it. That was the press conference. That was a press conference today. Short and sweet, just like me. As I said, we'll be back tonight, 10 o'clock. Make sure you check out Irish Tommy and guests talking about David Moyes, amongst other stuff, and talking about Bournemouth. We'll have all the previews. We'll have Holly's stuff as well. That'll be coming out. It's after probably Saturday or Sunday. And we'll have the Matt's Stat Attack, your 11s, all the previews, all that type of stuff, and then we get ready for the game on Monday. So that's it, my friends. Hope you have a nice weekend. If I don't see you before, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay positive, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ciao, ciao for now, my friends. Bye-zy-bye.